Hey, what's up, Facebook? Will Gans from Good Morning America, and I'm here with Ericka Souter, editor of Mom.me. I started to say editor and Ericka, and then,
it just kind of blends all together.
Editor. Yeah, there we go. Ericka Souter, so you just wrapped up an awesome conversation with Robin on air, and now you're joining me on Facebook. So thanks for joining us. I love our matching colors today.
We planned this.
Yeah, definitely. I was texting her yesterday, you're going to wear maroon, and it all worked out. So all week long, we're doing a series called Cracking the Kid Code. And the topic that you guys were tackling today was keeping your kids safe online and setting boundaries and all of that kind of thing, and the decisions that have to be made as a parent. So the first thing I want to ask is, what's the most important tool for a parent when they're trying to protect their kids online?
Everyone's looking for this high-tech answer to that question, but it really is about talking to your kids. It's not an app, it's not anything like that. It's just having conversations, and frequent conversations, so that they know what you expect of them online.
And I think where it differs by age, you know. I think obviously it's important, as you said, to start young, but recurring conversations, because tech develops so quickly.
Absolutely. I mean, kids are so smart when it comes to tech. I mean, they're leading us behind. Sometimes I feel like my grandmother, who couldn't program the VCR in the 80s. You know, our kids know so much, but they really need to have a chat about what they're supposed to do. You know, I compared it to the sex talk that we plan to have with our kids. They also need the tech talk, because there are predators online, there are behaviors like bullying we don't want them to do, and they also need to know how other people are supposed to talk to them online as well.
That said, though, so of course conversation is first and foremost and the most important, but you also advocate for parental monitoring software as well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, there are great parental software monitoring apps out there. One of my favorites is Net Nanny. Now, it helps you keep track of what your kid's doing online, what they're saying, what they're doing, also what people are saying to them. And that's a really important tool for parents as well, because, you know, kids are in their own world when they're online, and they're in this little bubble, and sometimes they will do things without even thinking. So we need to step in and let them know, wait, you're going too far, this is inappropriate, or we also need to know if they're in danger in some way as well.
So you've said that you think that parents should be able to take their kids' phones and look through.
100%. I mean, especially if you're paying for it. I mean, that may be old-fashioned of me, but I know I've talked to lots of parents who actually have a rule. At the end of the day, the phones are in the kitchen, everyone in the family, and they look through their kids' phones, and they try to see, what's going on, who are they texting, making sure there's nothing inappropriate going on their phones. And I don't think anything's wrong with that if you're just trying to keep your kids safe.
Well, what do you say to kids, though, if they're saying that's an invasion of my privacy, you need to respect the choices that I'm making? How do parents, bridge that gap?
Ideally, you would start that at a very young age, like when they first get their technology. We see kids getting them as early as like 8, 9, sometimes even younger. So if you start early and let them know that this is something you'll be doing, they're used to it as time goes on. With teenagers, yes, it's a little harder. It's a tough conversation. You're going to get a lot of pushback, but you can let them, maybe you can have a compromise. Go through it with me. Just show me some of the things. I just want to know that you're safe. I want to know that, you're not doing anything wrong, your friends aren't doing anything wrong, or again, that you're not in some kind of danger.
You brought up friends a second ago, so how important is it to know what your kids' friends are doing online and on social media?
I love using this phrase. It takes a village to, keep your kids safe. That's in the real world and online, because their friends may be doing something and it influences your child's behavior. Now, of course, you can't put monitoring software on their friends' phones and iPads and computers, but you can, check their friends' Facebook feeds. You can ask your kids what their friends are sending you, and in that way, you're kind of keeping tabs on this whole social media world our kids are obsessed with.
So for folks who are watching our live stream, and hopefully you guys have been asking questions in the comments and stuff below, can they find out more from you? Can they hear more from you on Mom.me? Is this something that is a recurring conversation?
Yeah. I mean, we have writers and readers commenting all the time on internet safety and how to work with their kids so that everyone has, a safe and happy experience online. It's tough. I mean, kids are dealing with a lot these days. Cyberbullying, predators, there's so much that, I didn't have to deal with when I was a child. But you can use resources. Online resources are great. Mom.me is a fantastic resource for articles and tips on how to work with your kids so that everyone is happy and safe.
What are some red flags if there are parents who haven't had these conversations with their kids, who are a little more removed from their kids' social presences than they would like to be? What should parents be looking for that might tip them off? Hey, I need to have a conversation. Hey, this isn't okay. What?
Well, some parents have noticed that there are behavior changes in their kids when something's going on. Their kids may be more despondent, more aloof. They may not be talking to their friends as much. You know your kids, so use that knowledge. And if you notice behavioral changes that are worrisome, look into it.
Yeah. All right. Well, the importance of conversation. Thank you for having one with me and with all of us on Facebook right now. And as we were saying, you can head over to mom.me for more articles and more advice from Ericka and her team over there. Thanks so much for joining us on Facebook this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Our series, Cracking the Kid Code, continues all week long right here on GMA. For now, I'm Will Gans, and we'll see you guys on TV.